We lose ourselves in the spirit of things. We lose our sight when we put our trust in things of this material world, of things that fade away. Yet we keep coming back, 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 keep coming back. Of things we know. Spirit of things, we lose our sight when we put our trust in things of this material world, the things that fade away. Yet we keep coming back, 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 keep coming back. Of things we know.
glued to the pavement. Between the lines, I'll keep my gaze straight ahead as the last stop flies by. No more waiting for the gun to fire. No more walking through revolving doors. I've gone around once, and I don't need to go around anymore. It's time to break away. Forget your sober case. Stop dwelling on empty words. Stop stalling in the doorway. Cancel cruise control. Switch it in the manual. Don't you wanna feel right again? Don't you wanna feel whole? Don't you wanna feel? Full steam through the setbacks. You can't win them all, but I'm proud I tried. I'm glad we had a dialogue. It's good to shape the mind. Speeding up the pace, turning up the heat. Where I need to be for the first time. Taking risks, I'm casting off without a lifeline. Break away, forget your sober case. Stop dwelling on empty words. Stop stalling in the doorway. Cancel the cruise control. Switch it in the manual. Don't you wanna feel right again? Don't you wanna feel whole? Don't you wanna feel? Don't you wanna, don't you wanna, don't you wanna feel break away, forget your sober case. Stop dwelling on empty words. Stop stalling in the doorway.
Wizard, what do you see as you twist the tiles beneath our feet? What do you see? What have you done to me? as the dark energy flows from inside of me, inside of me.
I remember the fade in your eyes. I'm lost in space, floating away. I'm running away from you. I'm running away.
Like the attention, girl, I know you. But you're everything I want in life. We're fighting danger like kung fu. The love I feel is deep inside. The others don't matter. It's honestly us against the world. We're the perfect team. You're my dream, and I just want it.
Team Secret turns
already trying to push down towers as a group. That being said, a lot of that was based around their draft, and we are going to see a part of that draft be taken away. Cloud9 are actually ban away the themselves.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Right? It was decently big. I mean, we had a lot of talent tree changes, Lycan being added to Stun, and I think that is particularly
Radiant
important.
team ban.
Lycan was, I don't know about your pubs, gods. What the hell do you do in your pubs, by the way, gods? Mid-Chen, Dagon? What are you doing to those poor Aussies?
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
You know,
Reserve time. Team Secret's turn to pick.
when it's on the enemy team because it is incredibly strong. I think it would fit into Cloud9's roster very well. Maybe we'll have to wait until they get first pick because they seem to be a little bit leery about giving away two of these
remaining.
very close to OP pushers, Lone Druid and
5
like.
seconds
Notice that Lone Druid
remaining.
is still being banned away despite the talent change. Let's be honest, he didn't receive a
Reserve
massive
time.
nerf. It was just really a bit of a tweak more.
Slaughter.
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
I'm just not going to absorb enough of this. But I know Rubik did not get a nerf. In
pick.
fact, he got 10 damage off at level 10. I thought maybe that would be the response here. Instead, they're going to go with Earth Spirit to start. I presume they're going to want to leave their other support still out there. So, or just prove me wrong twice in a row. All right.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
um, strong still, or did that change the root, the Fire Remnant root interaction? That just nerf him down to.
Radiant team ban.
Maybe a 4 or 5 pickup. We're gonna go ahead and nice open hero with Secret
10
and the Wisp.
seconds remaining.
Plenty of ways to.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Team Secret's turn to ban.
Ion Shell, but you're always going to double it when you go to that creep wave. And that means you can be all the more punished if you actually get successfully zoned out
10
in that first wave
remaining.
and don't get your level 2. Maybe you have to jungle and do those
5
sort of things. Like
seconds
everything
remaining.
is going to be, I guess, have a lot more variance to Darkseer. You could still be very
Reserve
successful, I
time.
think, if you get that first wave, you get your level 2 and you are well on your way to Soul Ring. But I think there's a lot more opportunity to punish Darkseer.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I think what the other two being
Reserve
maybe
time.
Lone Druid, again, more of a tweak than anything. And then I know Luna received a bit of a nerf. I think oh yeah. Oh, level 1 to level 2 atrophy aura is a 400% increase. That's the way I looked at it. I was like, Jesus Christ. Underlord's gonna have a lot harder time.
Team Secret's turn to ban.
Yeah, I think so. I think that actually may be what you have to do. All right, so Enigma going to be banned away by Cloud9, it
10
seems.
seconds
Not
remaining.
trying to pick it up for themselves. Lifestealer, Lifestealer bomb. They're going to
Radiant
still have
team
Darkseer
pick.
taken out of the pool despite the nerf that he received, and 3-4, as well as the Weaver and Slardar. In fact, I'm a little bit surprised we didn't see Weaver in that.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Not major.
Reserve time. Luna. Team Secret's turn to pick.
What about Puppy's Chen? That received a buff. I don't think they're necessarily going to be running this, but that was one of the heroes that, if I recall
seconds
correctly, did
remaining.
have a bit of a buff. Whether or not I mean, level 15 is kind of
5
like past the
seconds
point
remaining.
of whether or not you pick. You're picking Chen, you're not thinking about level 15. You're thinking about
Reserve
level 8,
time.
level 10, what I'm going to do in the early game.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Invoker.
Radiant team pick.
Yeah,
10
if we go
seconds
back a little
remaining.
bit to when Luna was picked up a lot more prominently, it seemed like one of the most important things you
5
could do is
seconds remaining.
get yourself a heavy amount of burst damage to be able to blow up the Luna when you did
Phantom
make that
Assassin.
initiation and make sure she doesn't start
Team
getting eclipse
Secret's
damage out.
turn to pick.
Or it was to make sure that you had a long range physical damage dealer, such as the lone druids, the snipers that started picking up, for you to be able to focus down the Luna whenever she did try and start moving forward, because that was the one downside, right?
10
Luna,
seconds
amazing at being able to push these towers and everything, but you do have low range even with that
5
dragon lance,
seconds remaining.
and are susceptible to constant harassment of.
Drow
But I like the
Ranger.
fact that Team Secret have picked up a big damage dealer, now also going to be able to
Radiant
pick
team
up a long range physical damage dealer as well. But picking it into the PA gods, it seems a little bit rough.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Team Secret's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
So we're presuming Team Secret going to take early control here with the Drow Ranger. Maybe make more of like a 4-man
Team
push lineup,
Secret's
giving the
turn to
Invoker
pick.
space and making sure that C9 do not have the opportunity to take that map control that they've been so notorious for.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Dusk.
Radiant team pick.
I was
10
kind of like
seconds
I
remaining.
looked at that and I was like, I think Tusk is back. And then I think Zai said
5
something about it on
seconds
Twitter
remaining.
as well. He's like, Tusk pickers, come on out. I think this hero
Reserve time.
is actually back into the meta, though I'm not entirely set on whether or not he belongs in the support or offlane role. I feel like the level 10 and how such a big boost
10 seconds
does mean
remaining.
that it's a little bit better for him to be offlane, but I think we're still in the meta where the
5
offlaners
seconds
need to either
remaining.
be a mech sustain hero or a hard initiator, and Tusk doesn't give you the same kind of hard initiation as used to. Broodmother, oh god. Mm.
Ten seconds
Disgusting
remaining.
brood pickers, the lot of them. Broodmother did get some decent buffs here.
5
25%
seconds
experience gain as opposed to 15%, and it was at level 10. And then the other level 10 tap on Spiderling damage. Significant buff. You have some 15 and 20 talent change as well, but I think we're in the same kind of conversation as we were with the Chen. When you're talking about this here, you're more talking about matchups as well as early game and how you can be able to snowball. Nobody likes to see a Broodmother shut down in the beginning. So all about that early mid game. All right. Puppy is going to be on the Tusk, so we're going to see a nice little roaming Tusk with the Slardar. This actually promotes a lot of duo aggression. One of the unique things about Tusk is that any of the gap closers, Clockwork, Slardar, any of those, Centaur is another good example, any of those heroes get a huge buff just being around the Tuskar, because you have that snowball to be able to close the gap. You also have ice shards to make sure the enemy hero is isolated and separated, can't move back farther, so you're guaranteed to land that stun. This allows this duo, they're particularly potent at being able to get some of those squishier damage dealers in the back lines, and at least that's what we're hoping for Secret. Comes to dealing with the Luna, being able to get on top of her, deal quick damage, make sure that Eclipse does not go off. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's one of the most fun heroes out there. It has that nice combination of aggression and defensive plays that you can make. Doesn't look like MP caught sight of Noya placing his ward, so we are going to have both the Observer ward and Counter ward out. Counter ward does. Meanwhile, the rest of Secret going to be running pretty deep into Radiant jungle. Tusk is kind of like a Shadow Demon, promotes level 1 aggression for sure. You want to be able to get that first snowball play in.
30 seconds to battle.
Yeah.
The battle begins.
How do you think the Weg Sword and Volker have done? Just alacrity it up, try and just get those last hits? So Puppy started off in the bottom lane, is going to start making his way towards top. Pylai Dai is going to be top lane with MP against the PA Earth Spirit lane. You see rather interesting lanes on both sides. Kezu's still going to have a hard time with the Luna Rubik for sure, unless Tusk is around. Looks like Puppy wants to be able to push back the top lane first, though.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Have a
attack.
roll in, but they're going to try and counter, go on a Hesta Joe, and that's going to be pretty easy first blood. Unfortunately, the ward placed out by Cloud9. I'm not sure. They just seem to disregard the fact that Tusk was way over. Mid one, beginning of a pretty decent CS differential. I think that's just going to grow and grow against the Brood Mother. Noya's going to roll away from Puppy. You can see Baby Knight is already beginning to control the game, the lane quite nicely. He has a lot of creep still to get, and he's already ahead in CS. So Well, a lot of this was in part taking over the jungle, right? With the top MP no longer having his supports, they ran into the mid lane. Pylai gets here just in time. A little bit of wand charges. Pylai going for the tether block as well. They turn on to Pi, try and finish him off underneath the tower. They will be able to do so. They get a kill, but not the one they're really hoping for. Drow Ranger does stay alive. Double kick, but the Ice Shards is going to be able to block Hester Joe's retreat, but MP didn't pursue that one out. Hey gods, do you have open mic, my champ? I forgot to message you as well. I thought about it too, and then I went to go make tea.
I think I thought about it too. I was like, oh, I should message Cap, and then I did not do it at all. So
level for Slardar, so he's actually doing pretty well against Rubik Luna. I thought that Rubik Luna is actually kind of scary as a dual lane. Rubik's damage is not great, but when it's around Luna, it's a little bit better. And honestly, it's just the fact that Luna has this play into Slardar. Anytime he's forced to sprint, he just takes that much extra damage.
yeah, this is definitely a bit more than I'd expect a Slider to get against this type of a dual lane, but where the attention is elsewhere for Cloud9, just a Rubik 3. As long as the Earth Spirit's on the map, he probably feels more confident that he can push up. Often if Earth Spirit's missing, you're perhaps playing more defensively, even when he may be in the top lane. So Earth Spirit spent a lot of this game showing on the map. Invoker's done alright, like this mid lane, 16 CS to the 23. Just having that Tornado protect you, Baby Knight can't really dive you, but with the Earth Spirit, maybe
Oh, but there is going to be Puppey here. He can actually get a good Ice Shard. So get a snowball onto Baby Knight. Can you block him in? Still underneath the tower. Baby Knight turns around, gets another shot against mid one, but is now out of range. Just have the counter wards to be able to work with no doubt.
Yeah, they snowballed through a lot of those Spiderlings too. Baby Knight had like a decent sized Spiderling army, and like through the Tornado and that Snowball, they managed to clear most of them out. So once those disables were used, Baby Knight didn't really have DPS to get the kill, and nice defensive play. All your job here as an Invoker is pretty much just to stay alive, get your levels, and hold on to your tower, which is, if you're running this Brood mid, you're expecting to either get kills or push the enemy mid laner out and take that T1 tower. If you don't achieve any of those three things, the mid Brood to me is not really achieving its goals.
Break their armor, and I will smash them, Slardar.
Puppey's had a pretty good read of what to do so far, and they started off in the off lane, but it countered their aggression at top. Now he just is in the right position as they try to go on mid one. Does seem to have a knack for being able to read these rotations in the beginning of the game, but score is still pretty even. CS advantage to Cloud9. Big part, Baby Knight in mid, but also the Luna put out in CS due to MP and pressure that he's been feeling. He's never going to get perfect success.
I feel like Secret going to be pretty happy with this lane stage. No Cloud9 snowball off the kills. The Earth Spirit, the Brood haven't been able to dominate their lanes perhaps as hard as they would have hoped to. We'll see mid one seeing a bit more pressure come his way, but another Tornado. And now with that on cooldown, the roll misses from Noya, but they still maybe get this kill.
EMP onto Noya is going to be able to finish him off, but first they get the kill on Invoker. Puppey, little he could do about that one. He wasn't close enough, had to snowball in, which means couldn't really use a defensive snowball to save the Invoker.
Baby Knight now about to hit level 7, so he'll have some good damage output, but won't see any significant damage on that T1 mid tower following the kill, and Baby Knight's actually going to TP himself home to heal up, do a bit of shopping it looks like, and then return back to that lane.
Now, Gods, a large part of picking up Broodmother was being able to utilize the jungle. The mid lane probably being the lesser off lane, but the jungle is still an integral part of the Broodmother. How much do you think that hurts the Brood pickup when you do have this 2-minute respawn as opposed to every single minute?
I think okay because there's more camps to make up for it, and I think this brood mid that we're seeing won't be as reliant on it perhaps as other styles of brood mothers. And once you take, if you able, I think it comes down to how fast you can push this mid tier 1 tower. Like if you can get this tower fast, you get much greater access to the enemy jungle, and then you have your jungle as well as the enemy jungle. You can farm ancients very easily through the insatiable hunger ultimate. So if anything, the new jungle in some ways to me seems maybe even slightly better for a brood. If you can use all the camps and just time your rotation, like your farming pattern, so that you farm up like the whole jungle camps and you're back in lane applying pressure. You just have to rotate between the two a bit more, perhaps.
Yeah, I like that idea. The fact that mobility is something that Brood Mother has in spades over everyone else. Oh, Eclipse going to be used here. Pilot Eye trying to get out of vision. Couldn't quite make it. Kezu's going to be spotted here on the side. It will be nuked down as well. Cloud9 pick up their double. Can mid-one respond? He already has Haze with the Corrosive Haze. They're going to be able to get him. Rise is also going to be dying underneath the tower. It looks like Noya did manage to roll out and TP away. So in the end, that actually works out really nicely for Secret. They may not have struck the first blow, but they got a much bigger kill in the Luna.
Yeah, the Luna gets the double kill, and it does give BabyKnight the space he needs to get the mid tower. Doesn't get denied by mid one, so feels maybe like close to even trade. Brood finally gets the mid one rotation, which he threatens to go for the kill. And mid one's Tornado is still on cooldown for 2 more seconds.
BabyKnight still trying to use his Spiderlings to be able to chase down mid one, but now he's been caught, turned around on, and
nicely played.
Blast does come in. Highlight die. Got almost picks up that level 6 off of that kill, which is big because they're feeling aggression on all sides, right? Luna just went for a bit of a dive at bottom. The Drow Rangers constantly under assault, so they really need this relocate sometime soon. And you're going to see MP going to be the victim of the aggression we're talking about. Puppy tries to come in, Snowball catches 2. Rise is going to be left on the other side as mid one and Highlight Dave rim themselves all the way over here. Nice Tornado. Catching head to Joe. Noya, no rollout this time, I'm afraid. A double kill for Pylai Die. And now he is more than just level 6, almost level 7 now.
Yeah, this really has become a great game of aggression versus punish. It's like you C9 are the aggressors, and it's what can Secret do to punish them. And so far, they've just punished all 3 lanes. The dive on bottom, Luna gets a double kill. C9 going in first, get the kills, but then Invoker's there to turn it around, get 2 kills back, including the Luna kill. BabyKnight gets aggressive mid, taking the T1 tower. Got over-aggressive going for the kill on the Invoker, and he gets punished. And similarly, top lane, that's a big win for Secret. Getting those kills there to turn things around. Brood is one of those heroes where...
Comes out from Rise enough for him to be able to fade bolt down the Invoker. Heads to Joe, 1v1 against Kezu until a relocate comes in from Pylai Die, making it a 1v2. Ace now joins the fray, up against 2. Can't really do enough damage to kill either one of these heroes, especially with the relocate back available, so... he could be just forced away. Gods, did you keep track of how many kills that was? What's the end game?
4 for 3, favoring Secret. Only the Earth Spirit not dying there. That was some crazy boulder smashes from Noya, getting like 2-3 heroes on multiple occasions, as well as AoE silences off. But MP doesn't even come to that fight. He's just sitting top with all the space in the world, and biggest player of that fight was Kezu. I want to say I counted 4 Slider Crushes throughout that fight. He doesn't even have the mana pool for that, but through the constant clashes going on, he just kept getting magic stick charges, and he was the hero of that fight. Just his constant sustain being ignored, and the end result was definitely a Secret victory. Mid one dies, but he gets a lot of kills in the process, and BabyKnight's rotation gets like instantly shut down. Like he TP's in that cold snap through his insatiable hunger, stopped him getting any kills, and you're expecting that Brood rotation to really lead to a successful turnaround, and it just didn't do that.
Yeah, you've watched plenty of Imperial games. In your mind, is BabyKnight doing enough as the mid Brood Mother? He's taken it to your 1 tower mid, but he's also died a couple times.
This feels very different to the games I've seen in the past already from the mid Brood. Those have felt much more dominant in the laning stage. Like I feel like I've seen him maybe win and lose some games on that mid Brood, but almost every single game he played it, he was winning the early game, dominating his lane, and did rotate, like, or found like a good rune to rotate with, he'd be successful with it. This is to me probably the least successful start I've seen to his Brood Mother. Like whether or not he can transition out of this into a better mid game, we'll have to wait and see. He needs to perhaps play a bit more around his team, which is what he was trying to do with that TP rotation down bottom. Problem was there was a cold snap urn charge on him, which completely crippled him.
Yeah, it does seem like the Brood Mother, you're supposed to have a pretty big spike right now. Another spike maybe when you finished up. You're going to get Orchid. It looks like Ego Saber actually is the build for the Broods. Can't say I've seen Brood's Echo Sabers, because we haven't seen a whole lot of 7.0 Broodmother, but maybe this is going to be the build. But either way, usually hit your next power spike, like the really big one, the biggest of big ones, with the BKB, and then you start like almost very rapidly dropping off. You're decent hero to latch onto somebody, and with that lifesteal and with that incapacitating fight, neutralize them in a fight. But for the most part, you're supposed to be your most dominant in the first minutes and maybe 25.
And I think he has to go straight into the BKB after this Echo Saber just because of the Quaswex Invoker. Hesijo scouts his ward up, but a fast reaction from Kezu. It's a two-man crush, but fighting by that shrine, not of interest for Secret. Yeah, the Invoker has really been not like a counterpick to the Brood. If anything, the Brood beats the Invoker, but the way it's played out in the mid-game with the Quaswex, the Tornado, the Cold Snap, the Urn Chat to go with that Cold Snap, it's been a Invoker-favored matchup this game.
Ace not going to dare to try and get the last hit on that tower. Tried to do it with the Helmet Dominator creep, but honestly, it's because of the relocate. They're creating space for Cloud9 for each other. Yes, they did it in the laning phase somewhat successfully with Baby9 able to take that tier 1, but they can't actually do much more because of the relocate and the way it's up now for Pilot Eyes. So I think they're going to have to do a little bit more grouping up. I'm not sure what they're waiting on for Ace, because honestly, he's got his level 2 Eclipse. He's got the basic stat items I think you would need on the Luna. I'm surprised they're just not running up at top.
See what the PA doesn't have anything item-wise, is getting closer to a Desolator. That's perhaps one of the main items. I mean, that really is that and the Echo Saber, which is now complete back in Baby9's stash. Those are the two items that they're lacking, because yeah, Luna, as you said, is kind of where she wants to be. So I don't think C9 can just sit back and play a farming game. They're not going to scale very well against Secret Draft. Secret with the Slaughter amping up all their physical damage, the control of the Invoker. Their lineup's just going to be much area in the late game and even this mid game point. If Secret is smoked up, getting the jump with the Blink Crush from Slaughter, they have a big edge in these team fights.
Secret, they know what's coming on. They know Cloud9 are going to go for that push, so they're already rotating down to bottom lane, see if they can make some trade-offs here, because trade-offs are worth it for Secret.
Yep. Worth noting, those Helmet of the Dominator creeps now give 125 gold. Ace, I think, just lost his second one in a row, so those things do hurt and do add pretty nicely to the economy of Team Secret. But for now, will be that tower. But Secret setting up to defend this one. They have got to relocate in, and mid one is ready with no Tornado invoked just yet.
Here comes the Puppy TP. They have already got the stun on Rise. That Blink Dagger is a huge part of this initiation. Hesta Joe is also going to be caught. Puppy managed to get him the blast. Now the relocate on the other side. Hesta Joe knows he caught, so he doesn't even try. But they do have Roshan going on at the exact same time. Tricky Cloud9. It wasn't just a simple tier 1 tower push. They actually created a bit of an illusion there. Managed to take the tier 1, yes, but got an Aegis now for Ace. That is a huge upgrade to their team fight potential. Now Luna doesn't have to worry as much about being bursted down.
Yeah, sneaky little play. PA also poured out, so got the Deso before she died, so didn't lose any money at least. He's going to be Shadow Blading through, gouting out some of these heroes. Noya needs to be careful with his positioning.
Noya into the trees. Don't think he's going to be able to dodge enough, though. Secret quickly execute him, and the rest of Cloud9 are here. Ace especially is in a good position for an Eclipse, but a Force Staff over the cliff actually gets mid one away, so it's MP who's going to be left behind. Tornado dodge deftly by Baby Knight. Another turn, Secret trying to go up into the high ground to help out MP, but now they're just going to end up losing multiple heroes. Mid one and Puppy go down in the process. They should have just let that Drow Ranger die.
Yeah, fighting by shrines and the newly picked up Desolator giving some good chasing damage potential from Hesijo, and that's that first big rotation from Baby Knight that really where he's allowed to come out on top. And I think this sets C9 kind of back on track to hit their BKB timing, because they're likely going to go for at least double BKBs. I guess looks like for now Luna's not really considering one, but the Brood and the PA, the two initiating frontliners, those two heroes both need BKB desperately this game, and that's where C9 are going to really peak out as far as their draft goes. They need to make sure that when they get those BKBs, they win fights convincingly, they take all the outer towers, they get map control, but their lineup will then start to fall off. Like, they won't scale past those BKBs particularly well.
I think if they went triple BKB at this timing, I think they just end up dropping off too hard. So Ace is probably thinking about the later game potential and
Yeah.
how he's going to have to probably have a later game 10-second BKB, and for now, just get on the dance.
Even though Luna's not like a really long-range hero, like she will feel like
Radiant's
she's got
middle tower
pretty good
is under
body
attack.
blockers in front of her. PA blinking in, Brood is going to be generally the center of attention, so it's not all that easy to get on top of Ace this game. If you're snowballing in, you're fully committing and fighting into like the Brood and PA BKBs, so you kind of want to kite around the BKBs, which is where Luna is likely going to get kind of somewhat ignored in these fights.
Now, simultaneously, we've been talking about the Cloud9 power spikes, and that's in large part because of the way the Broodmother works and how laning phase is supposed to go with this hero, but it is still secret with the Draw Ranger strategy. Draw Ranger strats are not the latest of game strategies, and they're also a little bit more focused on...
my life easier.
Or should Secret be concerned? When should they be really trying to get a lot more control out of this map, or do you think that's just not a problem?
I think this game, it's with the Invoker, they have really good late game scaling, and I don't think they're like they don't have a win condition that relies on them taking lots of early towers using the Drow Ranger. This to me feels like more like Drow just playing as a Luna-S type hero who's going to perhaps match up well against the Luna due to the superior range. Speaking of which, looking for Ace down bottom.
Silence does hit Ace. Noya tries to get the kick onto MP. Hedu, oh man, Secret. They just didn't pull the trigger fast enough. They are still going to be able to pick up Noya, but Ace is going to try and go in with the Eclipse. He gets stunned up by Kezu. May have committed too much. He ends up going down. The noobs come in. And the EMP locked in. Ace is not going to be able to get away from one. Is going to have to burn out his Aegis. Hester Joe almost finishes off MP, but he managed to get away with the invis. Ace keeps on going. Will finally get down. Puppy looks like he's going to die to Hester Joe, but it wasn't quite the team fight C9 really hoping for.
Do they know the IO's coming back? Yeah, they'll scout out a sec. They're pinging it. They'll see that and they'll get a +1, it looks like. Team fight, it was the Aegis to make sure they win that fight, but they're doing this without having to use their BKB on Brood. They haven't got the BKB on PA, so being able to win fights like this just with an Aegis and no BKB is very important for them. It really feels like picking up Kezu early in these fights is crucial for them. Take away that amp damage and take away that constant crush.
Mr. Joe pushes the Invoker back so that the team can fearlessly hit that tier 2 tower. What C9 are a little bit lacking is initiation. They've had the Earth Spirit roll in for the early laning phase, but they could really use something a bit better for Hester Joe to be able to combo up with, because he's not going to have a basher anytime soon. He's working on, as we talked about, so... I would almost kind of like to see if they can get Noya the space to, or Rise, I guess, to get a Blink Dagger. Rise is actually pretty close to it.
Yep. Yeah, I'd agree on that. That fight partly went as well as it did because Secret engaged onto them, and the Luna gets off an Eclipse. Like, I feel like Luna getting back with an Eclipse shouldn't really happen considering their lack of initiation, but it was Secret who basically set Ace up to get such a good Eclipse in that fight by engaging into him without a creep wave, and his Eclipse just fully blew up Kezu. Like, that in itself wins C9 the fight.
Hester Joe realizes Secret had been peeking on him. They had the successful scan. They know about this one. They're kind of baiting out Hester Joe. They have the 2 supports. Hester Joe is able to get out of the EMP with a nice Phantom Strike. Baby Knight now comes forward with the BKB just in front of the Tornado. He's going to be able to lock down the Invoker and catch Puppy as well. A kick comes out. 5 seconds until Pylai Dai can relocate. MP back out. It's going to be close. No. MP, he goes down. No tether from Pylai Dai.
Oh, wow. That is the fight to follow up the previous one that will set Cloud9 up to take all these outer towers. They may not have the Aegis anymore, but they are in very good position now to push forward. The Manta on Luna gives them a lot of pushing power. They've got level 3 Eclipse, so fighting into this, we're going to be not all too possible. And the Blink initiation on Rubik is now going to arrive as well. So coming anywhere close to C9 at this point is perhaps a death wish for Secret, even with the shorter respawn times.
Yeah, 1 Blink telekinesis. You get a Phantom Strike off of that. Any hero could die from that combination if you just get a little lucky on the crits. Hester Joe is going to head out to bottom lane. They know Secret aren't going to contest, right? So better to try and hunt into your own jungle, see if you can find somebody. Couldn't kill Pylai Dai, but can also push out the lane. Part of the problem is, I don't know if he's noticed the Silver Edge complete on MP, so he is still susceptible to this ganking power before he has BKB.
The Silver Edge is going to wear off, luckily, and it looks like he seems aware of potential presence down in this bottom lane. The Radiant Observer was there, so that spotted Kezu moving down, and he won't be going down, at least not right now. So, yeah, gets himself out of there. Pi actually has a Vanguard working on a Crimson Guard, which helps keep him alive and will help his team out a lot against what is some pretty strong right-clickers in both Brood, PA, and even the Luna with the Bouncing Glaives later on, so... I like the item pickup. Puppy's gone for a Midas, which is the best item to take advantage of this 35% XP gain.
Yeah.
I think Tuss used to quite often go Midas too, because it was like either that or like you rush a Blink Dagger or something. There weren't too many items you needed as a Tuss. The Blink Snowball save was definitely nice, but it looks like Puppy just wants that fast Midas XP growth.
Yeah, especially since we talked about how the 15 talent is a pretty good upgrade as well, the plus 150 snowball damage, so you actually have 2 pretty big nukes. I think that was the problem with Tusk as a support before, is that he had this really unique mechanisms to him, but what he lacked was damage. And when you have all this team fight potential going on right now, you do kind of need some hefty damage coming out from your supports.
In classic C9 fashion, all outer towers down, free 25 minutes, now they can take the shrines. Perhaps slightly slower on the Death Bolt than other times. They're going to find a pick off bottom. That's a Slaughter down, and with that, they could theoretically threaten high ground. You take out the initiation. At this point, Secret can still delay the high ground push just using the Invoker, so I imagine Secret could buy time without losing racks, unless someone else gets picked off, but... Let's put you in a sort of vulnerable position now, and it looks like they are ignoring the shrines. They're vulnerable, but they are...
Oh, no, tier 3, remember? It's
No, you have to... No, you can also do it by killing the tier 2s, can't you?
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
I think it's like an either-or scenario. Not 100% sure on that one, though.
I wanted to kind of get into the mind of Ice Front. When do you think that is? You think he didn't like the idea of...
No, you're right. No, yeah, it says rather than after all tier 2 towers die. Yeah, so you're right. They aren't vulnerable yet until the tier 3 goes down.
So this, I think, in some ways, the systematic. We take this tier 2, then this tier 2. I think it was rather boring to watch, and it became this pattern that the defending team, it was just like they happened the same thing. It was like 5-ban, okay, 5-ban for the tier 2s. The enemy team would always get tier 2s in response because they would see, okay, they're 5-banning for this, we're just gonna 5-ban on the other side, try and pick up whatever we can, essentially, and they'd get a number of objectives. Now with this tier 3 being the way to unlock, it means that you can go for these faster style pushes, be able to try and go high ground, take a quick tier 3 tower, and then from there be able to take down those ever-present shrines, which I think are, in many ways, more important than tier 1 tower.
Yeah, so it forces teams to actually go for a more dangerous, risky high ground push, but reward them. Whereas in the past, pushing out of towers, pretty low risk, especially with an Aegis. But even with an Aegis, pushing high ground, very, very dangerous. You're fighting into shrines, you're fighting into a high ground advantage, potential ways to pull you into the enemy base. So it does make the game reward kind of aggressive pushing play a lot more.
Yeah, we're gonna have less of those, like, oh, we got all your tier 2s and your shrines, we have this big gold advantage, but we're also just gonna sit on it because we have shit tons of map control.
We saw games like that. I mean, that was the C9 Alliance series where C9 took all the outer towers and shrines and then just waited second Roche, third Roche, fourth Roche. I mean, part of that was like how hard it was to break the high ground, but it's one of those things where it's like you want to, like, because of that, like, let teams be rewarded for taking high ground and also give team who's lost their outer towers perhaps access to those shrines still, because you want to make it so there's a way for them to contest those Roches.
The Sunstrike was in the right spot for most Roche contestants, but if it had actually been on Roshan itself, they would have noticed Roshan was lacking a little bit of HP, and maybe they would have gotten that tip to head towards that Roshan pit. Though I'm not sure. Do you think
I don't think they could have stopped. No, I don't think so at all. Not into the BKBs. Vision-wise, they're also lacking. They don't have good scouting potential, and I think this slider will melt too fast when he blinks in for a crush. Kezu looking to work on a BKB of his own. It seems like a necessary item for him. I'm like not being defended for now, but this two-man rotation, Noya and Rise trying to find a pick-off with the Magnetize, I imagine, and they see MP. There's the Magnetize.
It's going to be a relocate out from Pi.
Yeah.
Save.
That's a cool idea. You showed 3 heroes mid, and it's your 3 cores. There's no way MP thinks a gank's coming his way. It's 2 supports, and then a TP onto the shrine from Baby9. Really cool gank from C9 at Pi. is in the right place to protect his carry, gets MP out of there. That could have been a game-winning pickoff if C9 had gotten the Drow Ranger without a buyback.
Interesting. Oh yeah, has a hand of Midas queued up. He's prepared for a long game here. If they actually fail to get this Aegis push into the tier 3 tower, they fail to get a lane of racks. He's prepared that C9 may have to go another. We've controlled the map and everything, but we can't seem to end a game.
They love their support Midases because they're so good at getting in these positions where they take all the outer towers, but then the game still goes 60 minutes because they don't push high ground. And Midas is, for a support, is the dream item to have in those games because there's not much farm on the map necessarily because your cores are pushing all the lanes out, but it allows you to actually get some of those level 15, level 20, probably more like the level 20 talents you're looking at. Very rarely will you see those Midases get you to level 25, but does definitely help a little bit.
Rise, he's been hit by the Ghost Walk. He knows Invoker is here, but this is straight into an Eclipse. Ace was right there, managed to almost blow up MP. They need a little bit more, and they will have it to... Oh, the Invis, get out. No, he's not going to be able to make it out. Pylai Die is going to be able to get the relocate back on the Invoker.
That was a sick
Well
last
played.
second tether relocate out. They couldn't find Pi. He juked through the trees really nicely there, and Had is important that he survives. That would have been a mid-1 buyback if he had gone down. Problem is, Drow does not have buyback, so this is still a 5-4 scenario. Ace has a Butterfly and BKB. Holy crap, this guy is suddenly ridiculously farmed. I don't know how you defend against this thing.
It's going to be tough. He has earned charges to put him right back to full HP. The tier 3 is down, Shrines unlocked, but with Luna, you just want to go straight for that lane of Raxes, and Secret are probably going to have to give it up. Look at poor Puppy, thousands of leagues away and still taking all that bouncing blade damage. So
That always feels unfair.
Yeah.
It's like you're in fog. Like, how do those glaives hit you when they the enemy team can't even see you? And sure enough, they still follow. So deep in the base, and yeah, now they go for the shrines with the respawn of the Drow Ranger.
Bye-bye Shrines. Hello map control for Cloud9. Like, oh, it's just like old times. They took a lane of Rax this time around by 30 minutes. And now they've got all that map control that they wanted. Chill out if they need to. They still have that Aegis to work with on head.
Yep. Interesting they put it on the offlane PA, but I guess they're going to play Hestejo more like that initiator type role. I mean, Luna's at that point where it's like, is Luna realistically actually going to die in these fights? Can you go on her when she's got a butterfly? I'd say the answer's, to me, in my mind, pretty definitely no. Whereas PA, you blink in first, yeah, you've got your BKB, but you're putting yourself in a very vulnerable position to get bursted down.
And Secret, how are you going to do this? Apparently it's a two-man smoke. Wrap around here. Their two initiators are going to try and find an opening. If they can blow up the Luna, it's great, but they're going to try and take out the supports first. They manage to get a crush and Ice Shards onto 2, but they've already lost Pylai Die in the back line. Kezu is going to go down. Cloud9 were able to respond with those two supports and stay alive. MP bounces back, but they need to start throwing all those buybacks because the second lane of Rax is in danger. Ace is forced back, Snowball into him, but they really just can't get the damage out onto him. Another Snowball hit from Puffy, but the rest of Secret cannot follow up that damage. They're missing 3 heroes without buyback. Honestly, gods, this is looking like the end for Secret in game number 1. Cloud9 are just running over this team.
Yeah, you've taken the 2 lanes. They can go for the megas if they want, but they'd rather go for some of these kills. Luna is just too big to handle at this point, and there may have been some small Luna nerfs to some of the early game with her base damage and the Luna blessing scaling, but Luna, once you've got all your levels and farms, is the exact same potent pushing hero that she always was, and we're seeing it here. Hestejo with Aegis wants to just go blink dive for a few more kills, but this is the end.
Get him. Hestejo rotten. Not having the luck on the crits, apparently. That'll be it. GG. Secret. So, a 32-minute game. Cloud9 closed it out really nicely. 7.02. Don't think it had that much of an impact in this game. Surprise Broodmother pickup from Cloud9 may have been the most impactful thing, but I think that's more Cloud9 and their style than Patch.
book that I wrote, or all the words that we spoke, yet only with our eyes. Now is the time to choose. Somebody wins and some lose. I can see through your disguise. Head down, hope for something better. Looking at the clouds, the sliver in the weather. You can't keep this up. The lies are just too much. Kick back, start another fire. Looking at the clouds, making shapes that you admire. And you can't stop it now, 'cause you don't know how. You can't stop it now. We lose ourselves in the spirit of things. We lose our sight when we put our trust in things of this material world, of things that things we know. Spirit of things, we lose our sight when we put our trust in things of this material world. Where things that fade away, yet we keep coming back, 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 keep coming back. Of things we know.
outside lane, missing exits, I'm glued to the pavement. Between the lines, I'll keep my gaze straight ahead as the last stop flies by. No more waiting for the gun to fire. No more walking through revolving doors. I've gone around once, and I don't need to go around anymore. It's time to break away. Forget your sober case. Stop dwelling on empty words. Stop stalling in the doorway. Cancel the cruise control. Switch it in the manual. Don't you wanna feel right again? Don't you wanna feel whole? Don't you wanna feel? Full steam through the setbacks. You can't win them all, but I'm proud I tried. I'm glad we had a dialogue. It's good to shape the mind. Speeding up the pace, turning up the heat. Where I need to be for the first time. Taking risks, I'm casting off without a lifeline. Break away, forget your sober case. Stop dwelling on empty words. Stop stalling in the doorway. Cancel the cruise control. Switch it in the manual. Don't you wanna feel right again? Don't you wanna feel whole? Don't you wanna feel? Don't you wanna, don't you wanna, don't you wanna feel break away, forget your sober case. Stop dwelling on empty words. Stop stalling in the doorway.
Wizard, what do you see as you twist your tiles beneath our feet? What do you see? What do you see?
Reserve time. Team Secret's turn to ban.
Wizard, what?
Ah, come on.
Dire team ban.
Mm-hmm.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
They 2-1'd against Alliance. That was
Reserve
that crazy best of 3 we had there. Yeah.
Team Secret's turn to ban.
I imagine they because you're only playing one best of 3 a day, so you have and you know who you're going to be versing. So you're drafting wise, like you do a lot of like practice drafts, maybe within your own team, and kind of try and anticipate what your opponent's going to pick. And I imagine the discussion within the team was like, hey, we can, if they pick Invoker, let's consider a surprise Broodmother pick, because I think they were like the PA was almost like a red herring where it's like, oh, they've got this PA, they're going to expect it mid, and then they can last pick this Brood against the Invoker, because I think that's kind of what the mindset was. Like probably last night, like when they were going through what they want to do against Secret, it came up as a potential weakness they could exploit.
Time.
Yeah, that was the big thing. Like you've got a Quaswex Invoker doesn't want to sit mid and farm. An Exo Invoker, you're kind of okay with that, but the Quaswex Invoker wants to roam. Last time we saw mid one play Quaswex Invoker, he was TPing all over the map, getting tons of kills, being heavily involved. And this game, the one time he rotates, he does a really successful rotation bottom, kills Ace on Luna, punishes some aggression, but as he does that, he loses his mid tower. So it felt like, well, he got kills, but he lost the one thing that Brood wants to take. Yeah,
10 seconds remaining.
Okay.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Dazzle.
Team Secret's turn to ban.
An interesting little pickup. Curious to see how Secret ran. I don't think you can do any of that like old school jungle Beastmaster anymore. I think the new jungle changes, the Iron Talon, all that just doesn't quite work as effectively. So
5 seconds
well, likely we see
remaining.
Secret, yeah, pair him up. We'll put him in that offlane. Whether he pairs up with anyone, we'll have to wait and see.
Reserve
But
time.
an unexpected pick, that's for sure. Something that suggests a bit more kind of mid-game focus from Secret. Like last game, I feel like it was a bit more late-game oriented, even though they had a Drow Ranger, which is perhaps maybe part of the problem with their draft is they were playing for a late-game Invoker with a Drow Ranger who generally wants to be more mid-game focused. So the Beastmaster, I typically look at heroes like Chen to pair up with the Beastmaster. You get the auras, you go for the 5-man push, you get some other cores that can also push and take towers, and those are the kind of heroes I think Cloud9.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Team Secret's turn to ban. Dire team ban.
But I am not a big fan of the Enchantress, like as far as how it works in competitive play. Just unlike the Chen, you don't have that good group up and push. I think the Enchantress is under immense
10
pressure to win the
seconds
laning
remaining.
stage and snowball. Maybe you as an Enchantress don't have to snowball, but your team
5
has to.
seconds remaining.
So you have to really allow your cores to dominate that early game, and if that doesn't work, I don't feel like there's a good
Team Secret's
transition
turn
out of
to
that
pick.
for an Enchantress. There's no comeback play for an Enchantress.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5
Yeah, I
seconds
mean, this can
remaining.
easily build into a Luna fourth pick, the Chen fourth pick if they want to go with the Luna.
Reserve time.
It becomes very apparent now that Secret do have like a heavy mid-game push in mind. They're going to be doing something similar to what Cloud9 did last game in terms of overall strategy, perhaps less so the specific hero picks. But the Luna, the one common theme between the two games. So putting MP on that efficient farming hero and giving good team fight and good push come mid-time.
Team Secret's turn to pick.
Bounty hunter.
Dire team pick.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah,
5
Bane,
seconds
Luna.
remaining.
Luna is probably one of the heroes that suffers more against the Underlord aura, like in the mid to late
Reserve
game, because
time.
she is so agi stat focused
Team
with her build. She doesn't
Secret's
get a lot of
turn to
like plus
ban.
damage items, so that's where the Underlord aura is really good against Luna herself. And then you've got the mech, the pipe buyer, if you want to be able to contest the team fight of like the Luna Eclipse. And then fourth pick is going to be the carry that matches up well against the Luna. You make Luna illusions with reflection, you
10
outrange her with the
seconds
metamorphosis.
remaining.
And you get a lot of benefit from that Slatter Corrosive Haze
5 seconds
to amp up your
remaining.
damage. This Terrorblade pick could work very well. Similarly, though, if the lanes fall apart, you could get run over by the Beastmaster
Reserve time.
ganks. Beastmaster, one of the better heroes to gank Terrorblade with. Bane also has lots of lockdown. They have lots of control for this Terrorblade. Ooh. Yeah, I don't think Tinker was what they're looking for, but generally I'd say you want to focus on your own draft, but when you have the ability to completely, utterly destroy a pick like Terrorblade, and if Cloud9's draft is all about the Terrorblade, they'll know what the mid hero is going to be. So if Tinker gets a decent matchup and the mid hero is not like a hero that can kind of fill in Terrorblade's shoes should Terrorblade get shut down, I think you actually just go Tinker because it just hard counters Terrorblade too much. But Cloud9 have the option to protect it, ban it out, which I think honestly, again, like anytime you don't ban Tinker when you pick Terrorblade is just a big mistake. You know your opponents need a mid, you've got a Terrorblade, like just ban it out. There's Invoker's actually banned as well, so they've already taken that mid one option out. Ember Spirit could theoretically be the choice for mid one. That's like the more high octane hero, the fast paced pick for him to play. You can fight around like the Beastmaster timings with his Necro Blink. You can just be a nice secondary initiator to follow up a Beastmaster Roar. I like that pick more for Secret's draft, but as far as countering Cloud9 goes, Tinker.
Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. 10 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Yeah. So mid lanes left. Baby Knight has a very weird pool of mids. We saw the Brood last game, we saw Warlock earlier, and it's going to be a weird
Team
hero.
Secret's
That's actually a
turn
Terrorblade
to
counter.
pick.
Not that I think Secret we're going to pick it. I don't think they're picking Zeus because it's like, oh, our opponent's going to pick Zeus and counter Terrorblade. Let's make sure.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
The talent is kind of a non-factor. Why Zeus though? Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
Templar Assassin.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out, like, why do you think Cloud9 opts for Zeus this game? Like, it's not necessarily an amazing counter to any of these heroes. It just seems like they have this idea about what Zeus can do with their draft. Like, what do you think Zeus is about here?
10
No.
seconds remaining. Prepare for battle.
Yeah, until that blink comes up, there's not much danger to his life. They haven't got good protection for him against the blink roar. The grave is there, but if he gets roared, I feel like he may still go down. It looks like C9 may have an idea of where Puppy is. They were heading towards that top area, although he tucks himself into the trees. Doesn't look like anything too crazy coming out of these lanes. Hestejo down bottom is going to run into a couple of heroes early on. I think in the past he went Firestorm level 1 anyways, just so like when supports harass him, he just dropped a Firestorm. But now even more so, I think you go Firestorm over the Aura.
The battle begins.
No.
Fortune.
Cost him maybe like a Tango or something, but he's okay with that. Puppy unable to pressure the mid lane bounty rune, so that is a good outcome for C9. Often you expect it. Oh, yeah, Noya gonna have to maybe even go for an early shrine up here if he's not careful. But often you expect that bounty hunter to perhaps like harass a Zeus at his rune and try and steal it, but that wasn't possible as Noya will get love tapped and have his clarity broken. Yeah. They want that boar. They poison touch it, but Kezu gets the deny. And yeah, Kezu with the stout Ring of Prot is very hard to deal with in this top lane. Rise double tangos his way through and still taking a lot of hits and not trading efficiently against this Beastmaster. Yeah, that's... Yeah, you know it's coming. I feel like I've seen this way too many times. It is going to stay, even on the high ground. Sometimes you see the bounty between the tier 2 and tier 3. He has got a Sentry Ward, so now he knows where the bounty is, so he can bring that courier out. So this harass trade is actually helps Babe because it gives him the info and allows him to get his bottle. Yeah. Right. He's still an Aura level 1. Dang.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, sorry, I was talking about the Underlord that went level 1 Aura. That's surprising to me. Yeah. One of the more lackluster level 1 spells in the game, but so looks like he's at least getting some decent XP now down in this bottom lane. The Slatter's presence should allow him to be able to at least fight Pilot Eye pretty nicely here. So it does look like kind of going to resort to a 2-2 lane. So we'll have to see what Puppy can do to upset things in the other lanes, whether he heads up top. I imagine Kezu's probably thinking he's doing just fine getting solo XP, but if there is kill potential on Rise's Dazzle, he may make the call to have Puppy come and help him out. Probably might die. Oh no, he's okay. 3 seconds on his invis. He'll get it back up just in time. Down to 40 HP actually. He was very close to dying in the end. That was a risky play. The low-level bounty hunter doesn't even have his Janata up yet. Considering a shrine, but at the same time, do you really want to waste your shrine for a level 1 bounty hunter? I don't think that's necessarily the play to make when the Beastmaster can probably get a lot more value out of that shrine.
Wages of fear.
Yeah, gets that bounty rune, leeches some XP from the neutrals, so helps him out a little bit. Gets another bounty rune as well, so that suddenly goes from being a kind of not too useful level 1 bounty to almost level 3 bounty, and that's where you've got that 1-1-1 build where you have got a lot of damage output if you do gank a lane. But as you said, TA doesn't really necessarily pair up best as far as getting kills. Perhaps with the psionic traps you could see aggression on the Baby Knight at mid, but Zeus's positioning, if you stand back, should be enough to avoid getting gone on.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yep. They bait him.
A mysterious force.
Yeah, nice sleep. But Slider chases and gets another crush off, or even just gives Zeus some vision that could have potentially led to a kill. Important to keep mid one alive there, and does get him back to safety. He's continuing to be annoying, is now finding some push up towards Hesterjo's jungle, who is fairly low here, so Hesterjo does need to be careful not to get lower than he already is. But
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I free the beast in me.
good use of the first Zeus ulti, just doesn't actually get the gold or XP himself, but make sure they get the kill up top. He's just active farming, so he doesn't really care if his ulti's on cooldown, and he doesn't use up any mana because he was at the fountain anyway, so he's already back up to full, and top lane will see some pressure as a result of this. Kezu going to try draw aggro with the wild axes, but even with the aggro drawn, the TB Metamorphosis will at least chip at this tower, although it doesn't look like it'll do all too much damage. Yeah, that's...
By what right?
Sure they needed a roar there. Puppy was holding the Shuriken to cancel a TP if needed, but either way, Kezu probably less interested in leaving his lane than that. If he does so, that tower could take some serious damage. Puppy, is he going to find this courier?
Is under attack.
6 lane.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Yeah. Yeah, this gets a couple bounty runes, and all it takes is that one pick off, and suddenly you're in business. And he's going to be up to, yeah, Arcane Boots fairly soon, so pretty effective bounty hunter. And I'm going to say the lanes are looking pretty good across the board for Team Secret. They're winning both mid and bottom lane, of course. The offlane Beastmaster now with that kill is level 7, and matching the Terrorblade in terms of experience and not too far away in terms of overall like CS and stuff. So I feel like Secret are doing very well in this lane stage. Mid one's going to go for the fast Blink Dagger, and he finds a DD room, which is potentially dangerous if he can find a rotation off of this, but he may just look to use it to farm some Ancients.
Double damage.
Shallow wave!
Yeah. Unless there's a rotation with a Raw, it should be more than okay up here. And the raindrops will at least block that Raw damage to start things off. So that's a good chunk of damage missing should you try and go on Ace here. But he can farm illusions. Like, you send that one illusion out, he takes it down. That's 13 gold, very easily picked up. So I think that's saying a lot of these like illusion carries kind of forget about is that you can't just leave your illusions in lane, otherwise you're giving away free gold. Yeah, possibly. Oh. Yep. Noya in behind, but I don't think he's gonna. He's not gonna run into Puppy. Perhaps thinking Puppy would head north towards that shrine or the bounty rune, but not the case. Instead, he's gonna run into Kezu, which right by an enemy shrine is not a place you want to be. Potential raw TP. Not going to go for it. As perhaps I don't think he was expecting to find the Slaughter there.
A soldier's fortune.
Yeah. Blink Slaughter, I guess. I don't see any real big scary timings before that. The mech of Underlord is probably the other one, but they're the reactionary team. They're going to be doing what Secret did last game, but I think to an even greater extreme. They have no real playmaking potential. Like, none of their heroes roam. Zeus is like got a lot of burst potential, but he doesn't move around the map very well. It's only the Slaughter who does, and we're at that point now where until he gets a blink, Noya isn't going to have much roam potential. Baby Knight baits in the TA at mid, but the refraction up, I don't think he's actually doing all too okay here. Through the trees. Yeah. Another blink in from TA. Mid one playing very aggressive. He just wants his tower. He's got the trap in the tree so we can see potential TPs in. He's going to have another refraction soon, but doesn't look like he wants to get that tower down to deny range just yet. But yeah, I think overall C9 have very little they can do except react to aggression and dives. Like, they need to have TPs for when Secret try and make plays. Secret have a lot of kill opportunities and smoke possibilities with the Raw, with the Eclipse, with a Blink TA. They're going to be the aggressors this game, and C9 can try and respond and like TP in with a Metamorphosis, TP in with the Zeus damage. They're the ones who can look to retaliate.
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Double damage.
I like that move. I was thinking, alright, Luna's coming in, making sure they have like the magic damage clips to get the kill, but yeah, with the Necro Book, just a Lucent Beam, and this is one of those rotations where you're almost certainly going to get a tap as well. C9 just not really ready to fight. You've got some of these defending heroes like Zeus, but it doesn't really feel like that's a tower you can defend. They'd rather go for trades elsewhere on the map. Ace just pops a Metamorphosis mid, but even this is going to be a tricky tower to take if Secret want to rotate heroes in, and Pie's in position for a crit. Oh, I say that, well, I don't know about that.
Slippery when dead.
Yeah.
Dire's top
It's
tower
such a
is
great
under
position for
attack.
Secret to be in. They've secured the top tier 1 tower, and everyone who's up there with MP can TP back in mid. They can fight and defend mid lane with 4 heroes, knowing that the Luna's kind of in a strategically strong position where she can solely push that tower, has the Eclipse to help protect herself. C9 aren't looking to defend it anyways. TP's committed the Metamorphosis mid. He can't TP out in plain sight, so they secure top tower, they defend their mid tower, and even find a pick off thanks to the flick of TA. Mid 1. Very close to this Deso timing, and this is where I feel Secret can quickly run away game off of this Deso pickup. Yeah.
Wages of fear.
Absolutely. I feel like the slider blink, that one playmaking opportunity is coming well too far away. They're going to lose Roshan out of towers. Potential push towards their high ground could even come before. Mid one can likely get numerous kills around the map with this Desolator as well. This blink is not coming at a rate that's going to suffice. And if anything, I mean, Secret may just see this slider trying to farm his blink dagger and send heroes down there to kill him. Right now, Kezu's looking to just be counted for the solo kill possibility.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
A true nightmare.
Oh, raw bottom.
Zap.
He was trying to hide in those trees, knowing that there was a lot of space created for him by that aggression up top.
Dire's
Cloud9 do a good job getting the 1 kill up there, but it's still just the support here, not the ideal outcome for them. But they do manage to stop Kezu from getting any further kills down bottom. He gets damage on this tier 2 tower. This has just been a split push kind of play coming out from him. Lawyer's going to be there at least to defend it for now, but still some good damage that Secret are going to be able to look to maintain pressure on the C9 side of the map with. Yep.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant forever.
Very hard to punish this Beastmaster down here too, because he just leaves that Hawk up around the Secret shop. He sees TPs onto the shrine, he sees any rotations coming his way, so he's able to do this in a fairly cautious manner. The one thing that could shut him down is a smoke gain, but even that is not the easiest thing to execute, given the lack of a Blink Dagger on Slardar still. So Secret with an Aegis, likely see them start now looking to prioritize these outer towers. Strategically, they're in a very strong position right now, and C9 just have to rely on their stalling capabilities. Zeus, Underlord, 2 great high ground defenders, great clearers.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Illusion.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
For heresies unknown, the temple decreed.
Triple kill.
You came too close to the secrets.
Yikes. It's one of those games where like it's hard to paint like a bright future for Cloud9 with this game. Like as a commentator, always like you don't want to say this game's over. It really doesn't feel like they have opportunities to turn this game around. They can stall it out, they can defend high ground, and that really is their play right here. I think other than defending their high ground and just stalling this game out and hoping that they can put together some good fights around like a farm Terrorblade Zeus, this Zeus pick has not played out well for them. TA has crushed the lane, is snowballed out of control. Luna has free farmed as well, and through towers and Roshan, Secret are going to have full map control, and it feels like just a matter of time for Secret eye off that high ground and will test that C9 high ground defense.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Yep. You know, sometimes you have these different picks, and sometimes they work, like the Broodmother last game, and sometimes they just fall very flat, because this Zeus pick has definitely been the latter case. And I think with C9, they've always been a team willing to... Oh, God. Puppy. Yeah. Sentry for detection.
No shadow.
That is really nice. Just further advancing Secret's lead. Or track money. Puppy gonna go for the pipe, so he's got the answer for the Zeus Underlord spam when they go for that high ground push, and it's another Raw. Kezu, this time with a Necro 3. Mech TP out, looks like yeah, Hester will be more than okay thanks to the Aura. But Kezu now with the Necrobook up is probably telling his team like, Necrobook's up, let's get this bottom lane. And Noya was so close to blink. Maybe Knight's also got no escape. Yeah, no Force Staff, no Yules. I mean, he's just not farmed. Like, at this point, the 8th lens first is, like, nothing wrong with this item build, but it's the fact that he doesn't have another item, like a Force Staff on top of this, or a Yule Scepter to help him out, and, yeah, high ground is coming soon from Secret.
Dire structures are fortified.
Yeah. So until this... Oh, they go Glimmer Cape instead on Puppy. So he had the pipe queued up, but bought the Glimmer Cape first. So be able to put this on the TA or Luna, who's like the single high ground sieger with magic resistance. And I think more than anything, their approach to sieging high ground is just going to be mid one, blink in and kill someone. And with 5.2k gold, he can pick up a Daedalus or something scary to just burst down a single hero. He queues up Eagle Song. See what's going to come from that. Or not sure. Not really a butterfly game. Not sure about the butterfly pickup, but either way, he just needs to be able to burst down that one hero in the front nice and fast. Huh. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, the evasion is also good against the reflection, against his own illusions theoretically. So it's probably like the one source of damage his team can't easily deal with. Like Ace is not a good target for TA to go on. TA wants to go on the Zeus. So Zeus's magic damage is likely going to be taken out of the picture pretty quickly. It's also negated by the Glimmer Cape. They probably feel like they can deal with the magic damage, but the farmed up Terrorblade reflection could really kite around the TA, who doesn't have the range to deal with the Terrorblade. But either way, I think we'll see this high ground attempt succeed fairly soon from Team Secret.
We just
What's Pi up to? Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, he's going to be the pipe buyer, it looks like, so he should have a pipe by the time next Aegis is acquired for Secret, if they want to wait for that Aegis. Luna's going to have a BKB, so like level 3 Eclipse with BKB on Luna, chuck an Aegis onto your TA, so TA can just blink past the tower and kill heroes. At that point, like, I feel like there's nothing C9 can do, so they need to make sure it doesn't get to that point, and that's Smoke Up with Noya's newly acquired Blink Dagger. This is one of those smokes where I feel like they have to get a big kill and probably multiple kills at that.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
They've got track vision on Noya, so they now know where the initiation from C9 is. That makes this push a bit easier to approach as well. Team Secret happy to maybe back off now. They've forced those rotations back. Like you say, they just noticed no one's defending high ground. Wait a second, guys. This is a free tier 3 tower. We don't need Aegis. We don't need this next level of items. If they're not going to be here, we take the tier 3. They almost took the melee racks. Now they can back off and wait for that Roche respawn if they want. If C9 just camp their high ground defending, you wait for Roche. And if C9 make moves out of the base, you either threaten to split push like we just saw, or you fight them head on, because Secret are well and truly miles ahead. It is 26, when it's like 1,000 net per minute or higher, that's like the biggest stomps you'll see. Very rarely, like that's like a 1 in 100 type one-sided game that you see where it's 1,000 net worth a minute advantage.
Good.
Haste!
Yeah, it's not looking too bright for them. I mean, even if they kill some, even if Kezu gets overly aggressive, they kill Kezu. It doesn't really change the state of the game very much. Either way, it just leads to Secret. It delays the game out a bit. Wait, maybe Secret then going to go for that Aegis probably. But as it stands, Secret say, oh, they're pushing bottom. Let's go fight them.
Is under attack.
There's a Terrorblade there, which means there's
Radiant
teammates behind him.
structures are fortified.
They are ready to go at Team Cloud9 with their BKBs. Both TA and Luna now have a BKB.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is falling. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah. I was wondering if Undle was just going to instantly try and Dark Rift out there. The Secret came in, but he got instantly Nightmare, so he could not use a spell, couldn't use his mech to help out his team until like
Dire's
5 seconds into the
bottom
fight.
barracks are under attack.
And with all those heroes dead, buybacks will be... Mid one had a double damage. He'll quickly use that double damage to take the bottom lane of Rax, and
Dire's bottom barracks.
Secret, Puppy's just diving forward, tracking heroes. He knows there's very little that they can do at this point. Baby Knight, 3-shotted. Yeah. I mean, individually, I don't really feel like Cloud9 did anything wrong this game. I just think draft-wise, they had no chance. Their lanes, they lost all 3 lanes effectively. Like the top lane, Beastmaster got so much out of that lane. I would consider that a loss as well for Cloud9. And for mid game, they have no play for them.
Had you power.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
Yep. And Secret looks like they're even saying, let's go Roche potentially. It is up. After all, TA is in the neighborhood. If they want to get Roche, they definitely can. Cap this game. I feel like it's not like a matter of like what you need to win this game. I feel like this game's been over for like a good 10 minutes right now. So I don't have too much else to say personally, but I mean, game 3, it feels like the team. Game 1 wasn't so much of a stop, but I feel like we have seen 2 draft wins in a row. Like I don't feel like either team, in terms of overall gameplay, like be it an individual player outplaying someone or like just out executing in team fight, I don't feel like either team has proven to be the better team yet. But draft-wise, we've seen 2 really well-executed drafts. Game 1 by Cloud9, Game 2 by Secret. Look at his respawn! 15 seconds!
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Okay.
Team Secret victory.
That's actually an insane level 15 talent for Beastmaster. But now that I see that, I'm like, wait a second. That's one of those scenarios like Lone Druid. You hit level 20, it's like, you don't really want to level up past that. You want to actually 5-man around this level 15 Beastmaster.
darkness when there's no more light that you can see. I'll take us back to times when lives were similar and times that all seemed easier. Don't be afraid, I'll be the one to guide you through this endless maze. Don't look so sad, your crying eyes won't dry. You gotta drive with both headlights so we can see the world and we'll run away together like you. Like you. Like you. Come close to me, I'll whisper in your ear the things that we could be. I'll drown us in the purple drapes that you were clothed in. We could live like royalty.